Hey, this is Hawk Mikado. Welcome back to the Beast Mode training. So today I'm going to be talking about how you can make sure you're talking to your people, which in the last episode, we talked about how to know what to say to them through the talk track. We're going to know how to talk to them by figuring out where they actually hang out. So first of all, the first episode, if you haven't listened or watched it, go through the whole thing. It will give you a breakdown of the beast mode, making sure that you got everything you need in place to understand a core fundamentals of this process, and then go through these step by step, because together each one of them will help and they build on each other. So let's dive into the next episode. Today we're talking about how to figure out where your contacts, where your customers, where your leads, and where your prospects actually hang out. Now, when we talk about hanging out, I'm not talking about, hey, they hang out at the bar, although they might hang out at the bar, or hey, they're on Facebook, right? Because most people are on Facebook, right? Or on LinkedIn. That's fine. But what I'm more specifically talking about is understanding how to speak to the right people in the right place based on where they are in the buying process. So last episode, we talked about the four main types of traffic. There are five, but there are four main stages of the buyer, right? So cold traffic, warm traffic, hot traffic, ready traffic. Definitely recommend, if you haven't watched that again, go back to that. Very, very important for this. Once you understand these four, now we look at how do we talk to these people in the place that they're at. So if you're speaking to somebody online and you're in a free marketing channel and they are warm traffic, how can you then create the right stories, the right engagement, the right sequences, the right follow-up? What can you do to create the experience that they're looking for, which we're going to get into experience in the next episode. So make sure you watch out for that. So the understanding their talk track in relevance to where they're actually hanging out, where they're getting that information, is also really important. Because, for instance, if you're sending someone a message, a text message, right? You got a phone, you're sending somebody a text message, they come in, right, you're texting them, and they get this long email as a text message, which I've seen happen a couple times. They get a long, they're not going to necessarily, they might read it, but they're probably not. They're going to look at the first little bit or the last little bit, depending on how, engaged they are. And then they might just bounce off, because the format of where they're hanging out. Now, you could have the best message in the world. You could be speaking to them exactly how they want to be spoken to. You could be speaking to exactly the stage of the buying process they're in, but it doesn't matter, because you spoke to them and you sent them content that, while relevant, was not designed to give them the experience that they're looking for. And they hang out on their text messages and they're like, oh, I can't read that. I don't have time to read that. I'm sitting on the John. I'm standing in the line at the grocery store. I'm waiting to pick up my kids from school. And so they're looking at it and going, man, this is the wrong way to communicate with me. So understanding where they hang out and then how to communicate the messages to them based on those is really important. So that's why when we look at Hangout, we look at, okay, what are all the places that they hang out, right? There's 16 of them. So online and paid as one, with the four cold, warm, hot, ready. Then you have online and free. Then you have offline and paid, and offline and free. There's a whole graph, which is why I'm like visualizing it here. And each of those have cold, warm, hot, and ready. And if you know how to target all four in each four quadrants, now you have 16 different traffic sources that you can start to speak to. You can speak to them based on the problems that they have, the solutions they're looking for, the services that would help them get the solutions to their problems, and make sure that you're a good fit for them. And if you do those things, now you created an environment at which, no matter what happens, even if one of your traffic sources ends up shutting down, you have 15 other traffic sources and you can just replace that one. So you'll never run out of traffic ever again if you do this one thing. Just that one thing alone will help you create a massive amount of traffic, and make sure that you're always speaking to them in the right way. Now, to know how to follow up with them and how to actually give them that content, we cover that during the epic follow-up stage, because first of all, epic follow-up does not happen just after they've given you their information. It actually happens from the moment that Facebook, Google, Instagram, like whatever the platform is, has decided that they have the problem and they're showing up in that place. Once they go to that hangout, we know that they have a problem, right? If they go into a Facebook group that talks about, an example I used last time, we talked about, right, how to generate leads through better qualified leads through Facebook ads, right? So if we're in a group that talks about Facebook ads and lead generation through Facebook ads for a specific niche, now we know that that's where they hang out. Now we can start to create content that is designed to then support them and move them into our actual funnels. Get them to say yes, get them interested. Say, hey, can you help me? Do you have what I need? Is this something that you can do for me? And you do that, now you're creating massive transformation for them while you're also building the trust for them, while you're also making sure that you're not wasting money on a bunch of places and platforms and areas and traffic sources that don't actually produce revenue. Now, in order to be able to know which ones are working, you have to be able to track everything, which is a part of what we'll be talking about in quite a while from now. It's one of the last sections of this process. So hopefully it's been helpful for you. If you got any questions, comments, drop them in the comments below. If you have something you want to ask, drop them there. And what I'll do is we're either going to respond to them, you just reply back in comment, or I'll even create a video if the comment is question is good enough for me to create a video for this. And I don't mean good enough as in it's just, long, more intricate. So go ahead, drop in the comments below, and we'll see you on the next episode. Have a blessed day.